So, yes. Hello YouTube, it's Accurate again, back with another live stream and another episode of the Beat Reviews. Another Monday, the same time, the same place, and I am starting to feel comfortable. This is becoming kind of a routine in the absolute best way possible, of course. This is so nice, so cool to be able to do this. And I keep saying that every single week, I know, but I think it's cool. I appreciate having this opportunity. So if you are new here, even though I'm not sure anyone is, Beat Reviews is my little way and my little place of trying to give some attention and some love back to my audience and my viewers and basically you guys. A lot of people are making music and there are some fire beats out there. So in this stream, in this series, we're listening to a lot of music and we are providing some feedback from me and hopefully, normally, as always, from the chat room as well. Everyone has different opinions about things and we try to keep things civil, nice, and hopefully constructive. So, we are going to just jump into the things today because I'm not going to extend this. This is going to be 2 hours today. My partner, my girlfriend, my whatever you want to call her, wife, but we're not married, you know. She's getting sick. She's not feeling good, and my daughter needs my attention in about 2 hours. So we're gonna be here between 8 and 10, as the plan originally was. Which means we're going to jump straight into the beats pretty much as soon as possible. First of all, hi to people in the chat room. Moran is here, Maldi Thoughts is here, Stan Solo is here. That's awesome to see. Nice to having some people around, for sure. So we're going to do this for about 2 hours, listening to beats that has been sent in to me on the email. And today, let's check that out, where we are in terms of the timeline. I know I have some stuff in the junk mail that I'm also going to go through, so to make sure that we don't miss anything. But the first beat for today has been sent in on the 4th of November. So 21 days ago. And if you don't know, you are able to send in your beats to this series soon enough. I'm not accepting beats over the email anymore. That's been closed down. I don't want to use that. Instead, I have this thing on my website that's closed at the moment, but that's going to open up as soon as we are, we need to listen to some more beats before we are into the recent stuff. So we're going to start with the 4th of November today and move our way forward, which is cool. So the chat room is over there. Just chop it. Hi, thanks for being here. Hannibal Actor, love to see you back again. Colossus is here too. Cool. So please, everyone say hi in the chat and make yourselves known that you're actually in here. Because I need you guys to help me out. Give us some feedback and some thoughts and maybe some praise about the stuff that we're going to listen to. But I've had this kind of hectic day, and as I said, I'm trying to keep it short. But before I thought about this, I never gotten around to do this before the stream. So yeah, it's one of those days. We got to get some vibes in here, lining up some incense, and just having a bit of a vibe. Because I am in the basement of a 100-year-old house. And this is the old boiler room, which means that it doesn't always smell that great down here. So something like this always helps. And it also brings a little bit of a vibe to me. Feels good. Maybe it's not super nice to have it on frame, in the frame. Whatever. That one's going. The vibe is getting there. People are here. Chris 50 2. We will help remind you. Thank you. So, let's just jump right into it. Normally I'm really long-winded in the beginning, but now we have some emails to go through. The first one comes from Sailor. It's straight up just a track. No email, no comments, and I almost played a Taylor Swift song. No. I still have issues following these Spotify links. I never end up in the right place. And that seems to be the case now too. No alternative link or nothing. Can I copy the link and then paste it in here? That's a picture of Hans Zimmer. I don't need that. Okay, this is the one. And as always, it's not a link to a file or to a beat. It's a link to an entire discography of someone called Starlene. Oh, I haven't even checked if the audio works. It should work. Everything is set up exactly the same way as last week, but you can never be too sure. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So that's in Safari. This is in Chrome. How do we ping you a track? Right now you can't. Right now it's closed for submission, but whenever it's open again, you should be able to go, boom, to my website, accuratebeats.com. Closed at the moment for submitting tracks, but it's going to be open soon enough. Just need to make the entire queue of things. The waiting list is just unreasonably long right now. Again, we're listening to beats from the 4th of November, so we got to catch up. The first one is Taken from someone called Starlene, and this is on Spotify. Let's go! Wow, that's such a crazy place to start, right? I mean, we normally get a lot of hip-hop beats because that's kind of what I do. And sometimes there's, pop songs, and we've heard some chill hop and some other things. This was different. Super electronic, super, a lot of vibes in there. I got this, like, what's that genre called? Super electronic, mashed up, like Skrillexy type of thing, but not really, but a little bit of that, and somewhat of a remix of something. One thing with that type of music and those types of tracks in particular for someone like me is that, it felt really well produced in many different ways, well sounding in terms of the mix and the arrangement and everything. But I was lacking a little bit of dynamics, right? It felt a little bit over compressed. Maybe not. It's the first beat for today, so let's tweak. Let's get into the listening mode. But it felt really. What's the word? Intensive. Very like enthusiastic and like busy, but maybe a little bit too much for me right now because the vibe I'm in. But making music in that type of genre with that much stuff going on takes a lot of work and takes a lot of talent, and you got to know what you're doing. And it was obvious that this person knew what they were doing. And this was released on Spotify, so if you want, you could always go in and check it yourself. Now I have too many windows again. Starlene, Starleen. The track is called Taken. Not bad. Not bad at all. A little bit overworked maybe, but again, maybe that's just the vibe I'm in right now. I need something to like take me down, and something relaxing or whatever. A little bit too compressed, a little bit too processed. But yeah, as Sultan is pointing out, experimental and cool, and someone who had a lot of fun building up the entire track. You gotta respect that, for sure. So thanks for sending that type of stuff in too. Everything doesn't need to be hip hop or beats or whatever kind of word you want to use. But that's the first one. And I think we are on to a great start. And that's that one. Boom. We could just jump into another one. I wasn't sure that I had all the technical stuff up and running. But I do. Everything seems to work. Monday evening quality stream. No, Monday evening quality program. Thanks for calling this a program. I don't even know if that's the word. Maybe it is. You can't send links at the YouTube chat. YouTube deletes them automatically, says Moran. Which is true. That doesn't work. That's not how we're doing things. We're going to use my website in the future. But right now we're still digging through the old inbox because I want to make everyone. I want to give everyone that has sent something in the time of day. That's just what it is. That's a crazy noise though. Oh, it's the capsule again. This happened once before. Let's try to not do that. So, the next one. Or what do you have to say about it? Yeah, Hannibal Actor. Reminded me of that Bjork song from the Zack Snyder movie. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about too when I heard the vocals. It felt like Bjork, but then it didn't. So, but yeah, for sure. Another one. The next beat comes from Chow's, I think. High accurate, loving the beat review videos. If you get around to it, check out the below beat. Listen to Where Can We Go by Chaz on SoundCloud. We sure will. Where Can We Go? SoundCloud. Cool. And we are gonna keep playing 2 minutes of the tracks. So that's 2 minutes of that one right there. And someone pointed out really early on in the chat room here about this one that the kick drum is really, really nice. And I couldn't agree more. The kick drum really comes through. It's a nice kick drum sample. But the same person also follows up with the sonics aren't there, other than the kick drum. I mean, the composition is okay, but it needs more thump and dynamics, really. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Again, I have some great people in the chat room already. This is not a bad beat by any means, but I think just replacing the snare drum would help someone like me a lot. It felt a little bit too loud and super dry, and it didn't blend in at all. It just stuck out as a sore thumb, and I'm not a huge fan of that. And also, the composition. It felt like you are really onto something here. The different loops works really well, and the extra high melody top line thing you added benefited the entire thing. But to me, maybe that comes later on in the beat, I don't know. I just kept waiting for a different section that became less, I don't know, rhythmical driven, I guess. More like taking that entire rhythmic guitar out and just leaving it be. Just letting it shine, letting it out. It felt a little bit like the vibe of it was, you know, stuck inside of a cage of some sort. Just wanted to let it out for just 8 bars and then back again, maybe. There was something with the mix and the entire thing that felt like, yeah, is this processed at all? Or is it just a quick sketch? It could be, of course. But it's you know, when you have all those different layers of a track, you can't really hate on it because there's a lot of stuff in there. The rhythmic guitar, the works with the bass and everything. Can I just? Yeah, I can. And the entire chord progression and the different melodies works really well together, and musically, there's nothing wrong with this one at all. It's nice. The style of it feels like, I mean, a part of me also wants to take the entire thing to a darker place, just pitching the entire thing down and imagining someone like Busta Rhymes or someone, just spitting bars left and right. Could have been cool. But just a darker kind of vibe that makes it sound more like, you know, the old school Eric Sermon type of things. The Def Squad sound, I guess, combined with, I don't know, a nice track. Thanks a lot for sending it in. That type of hip hop beats, I don't hear a lot of that stuff anymore. And that's crazy because all the type of really old school boom bappy stuff that someone like me does exist, and the traditional lo-fi things exist, and trap and all that stuff. But this feels like, I don't know if Eric Sermon is the best reference to use here, but like late 2010s maybe, around that time, a lot of people were messing about with a lot of electronic stuff, and you had a lot of rhythmical driven beats, and this is a good example of it. But you don't hear enough of it these days, which is a bit crazy, I guess. Yeah, and Moran also points out that a deep 808 would have helped the bottom end out. And sure, something to just give the entire thing a little bit more depth. Or maybe that's not what you're going for. Always hard to say. But it's... we definitely have some talented people sending beats into this little series of mine, which is so cool. This was Chaz, and that's that email done right there. Cool. Then we have an email that's not a beat, it's just an email. And okay, let's talk about this real quick. a few people has pointed out here and also on Instagram that wouldn't it be fair to let people that hasn't been reviewed yet kind of jump the line, you know? And it would, but it would also take so much attention, and you know, it would force me to keep track of everything in a way that I can't with this system, at least. Maybe in the future. So this is another beat from Eslo, who has been featured before, and I know that, so I could just not play it, but that's not what I've said I'm gonna do. And Eslo has sent in beats prior to this too, on my old beat review series that was these super complicated edited videos. So an old school fan, an old school part of the community. Eslo, hey Accurate, here's another beat for you to review and give me feedback on. MP3 file should be down below. Enjoy, Eslo. So we've heard Eslo before, and unfortunately I can't like recall what beat it was because I'm not that much of a savant. But let's see what he sent over. Yeah, I was hoping for this. Cool. I was hoping for that type of loop to be in there. And I don't even know if I need to be here anymore. The chat room is just full of the best comments ever. Saying everything that I kind of want to say, but now I've read it and it feels cheap. This is good. This is some really, really good stuff. And if you ever think, if you have, I mean, I get a lot of questions from people who are asking me for tips and tricks and stuff. And something that a lot of people seems to struggle with is like balancing your kick drum and your bass line to make them not like clash or just bump into each other because they're both in the low registers, like, right? And this is a great example of what you could do and how you can build space. The kick drum here, super nice. A lot of saturation, so it comes through even on like smaller speakers, or someone said an iPhone. Yeah, but it still has some bass in there, but it's, you know, it's saturated and a little bit I don't even know the word. It's distorted, just a tiny amount. And then you have this really subby bass line that just feels supernatural and just flows with the track. And the bass line doesn't really crash with the kick, since the kick has so many harmonics in there. So if this was just a super subby bass drum and a super subby bass line, wouldn't work. In this case, it does work because they are kind of in the same range of stuff, but different enough. It's a really convoluted way to say that the low register here is properly balanced and nicely mixed. And yeah, you know, again, all these different layers. The guitar that became a little bit repetitive, but just when you started thinking about it, this entire horn section came in and just added a secondary melody, and everything just became something new. Super cool, super cool. He doesn't seem to be in here today, Eslo, but thanks a lot for sending your beats in. Hearing a little bit of quality stuff in the middle of things. Not that the other stuff that we have played today wasn't quality. Now I'm just painting myself into this corner of just saying bad stuff. A super nice track, for sure. And the B section, this slowed down, like half tempo kind of thing. You know, something like that helps. Listening to something just like that for the entire track wouldn't work, but as a section in a beat like this, definitely works. Whew! Awesome, thanks a lot. Eslo. And I mean, if we had this rule that we can't play people more than once, we wouldn't be able to hear this one. And that would have been unfortunate. Eslo. Awesome, thanks. And thank you for giving us this little lection, lection, that's the Swedish word. This little course about how you can work with the low registers. So this is again another reoccurring one. This is Xiv Music. Hello, thanks for your last review. I've been following your channel for quite some time now, along with others like you, trying to learn something new. The last time I watched your review of my video, you have smile. And believe me, that motivates me to keep making music, because every now and then, when I hit a creative block, I just feel like I'm not good enough. Yeah. That motivates me to keep making music, because every now and then, when I hit a creative block, I just feel like I'm not good enough. I think we can all relate to that, right? As a creative person in whatever type of field, that feeling always comes of not being good enough. And it does look like the link you sent me wasn't good enough. The video's not available. So it seems like the owner of the video took it down. So himself. Well, that's not gonna happen. Now we have another one. Let's try the link first. Yeah, that one works. This is also someone we've had before, I think. Yeah, Atermonos. Hi, Accurate. My name is Atermonos and I'm from Greece. I've saw your live stream you made and it's enjoying and fun. This might be the same track as we've heard before from the same guy. Let's see if we recognize this. And this is not going to happen whenever the new system is in place, you know? But this might be a double one. And this is a YouTube link and I'm stuck on an ad right now, so bear with me. I don't recognize that. Okay, cool. So Adam Arnold has sent something in before, and this is the second one. I think it's great and cool to see and hear people using samples that are maybe a little bit out of the ordinary for hip-hop beat making and this kind of use, you know? In this case, a string sample like this, if I would have used like drums like that, I would have tried to pitch the sample up a bit to kind of make the drums and the sample feel better together. But maybe that's just me because, and I also thought about, yeah, this is repetitive. That's what we're going to say about this one. But the more I heard the same loop, the more it kind of grew on me, which is not super common for things like this because I'm really analytic whenever I listen to anything on stream or off stream. That's just the curse of making music yourself. But whenever you get to hear something like this, and the more you hear it, the more you start enjoying it, I think that's a cool thing. A really cool thing. But in this case, what I would have done was I would have tried to pitch the sample up to get a little bit more snappiness in the sample to go better with the drums, or the other way around, like turning the tempo down a little bit and maybe replacing some of the drum samples. I don't even know, just to marry the two different vibes more. But again, someone using a sample like this, that's a little bit, it's not soul, it's not jazz, it's some type of folk music or whatever. I do that myself sometimes, and I think it's cool. It's a fun experience, and it's fun to listen to because it's a little bit different, but still hip hop, you know. It sounds like Clint Eastwood from Gorillaz, someone said. No, it doesn't. Okay, maybe a little bit. I know what you're saying. So Adam Onos said, okay, I didn't read the email. Hi, Accurate, this is Adam Onos, and I'm from Greece. I saw the live stream you made, and it's very enjoying and fun. This is a simple instrumental. I made it in Reason 12. The loop is from the soundtrack World of Warcraft. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, so the sample is from World of Warcraft. That makes it even more fun, you know? Cool. I think they're talking about the staccato strings. Underrated how hard it is to keep one loop interesting. Yeah, for sure. And I've talked about Pete Rock before. His beat tapes are super repetitive. It's just, oftentimes it's just a single loop just playing. And being able to do that confidently and still having the listener to kind of enjoy it and, you know, like it more the more you hear it, it's awesome. It's a cool thing. Carbon Vibes is also in here. Hi and welcome. Sultan, Xiv Music is here. This is not from Xiv. The last email was from Xiv and it didn't work. I don't know what happened with the link. It works. Thanks anyways. So you are saying that the link works.
Mama, Papa, cette fois.
Maybe it does. This time around I got an ad at least. Okay, that's weird. Now it works. So the link from Xiv works. We're gonna revisit that one. And without even hearing the track, what you said about hitting a creative block and just feeling like you're not good enough, I know the feeling. Maybe sometimes you're just not good enough. That's the honest truth. For me too. Sometimes I'm just not good enough. I have weeks and days and sometimes even longer periods of time where I'm just not good enough because I can't make anything. But me as a person and as a creative, I'm always good enough. And so are you. And that entire feeling of not being good enough, everyone can relate. So, Xiv sent over something and the link, the YouTube title for the video is DJ Premier type beat, J-Boo the Damager, 90s boom bap type beat. Am I excited about this one? Yeah, I am. Made So Well is also in here. I could hear it on an anime where soldiers and warriors are preparing. That's the previous one. Yeah, Carbon Vibes, nice to see you here. Made So Well. It feels like Made So Well and Carbon Vibes are friends or are becoming friends or whatever. This is also a question from Klangstrom Guitars, who has also already given us a lot of cool feedback and stuff. Does YouTube do copyright strikes on live streams if you play sample-based music? Yes, they do. And that's not the biggest problem for this series. The problem with this series is that people are sending me beats that they have already released themselves and they copyright claim it on my video. Not intentionally, I'm sure. It just happens in the background because you register on DistroKid or whatever and you click the box. Yeah, I want to copyright strike anyone who uses me. And then you send me your beat and I play it and I get a copyright strike from you. That's the biggest problem. So these live streams are not monetized. I don't make anything off of doing this. Some people are doing super chats, which is helpful. Made So Well, you don't have to this week. You don't have to. Take it easy. But that's always an option. But we're just doing this for the love. It's not for the money. Now, Xiv, you have been waiting long enough. Let's play the track. Whoo! So, Xiv, thanks a lot for being in the chat and like telling me that the link works, because if not, I would have just skipped it. Some really nice old school type of stuff right here. Digi Premiere type beat, Jeru the Damager. I could for sure hear Jeru the Damager on this. And that thing right there, let's see it again. Such a bold move to have those kinds of samples in there that makes it like almost out of tune and then just letting it go. Super, super nice. I love the drums of this one. That's the DJ Premiere type of stuff right there. Those tiny chops and the bass line just going, makes someone like me feel so good about music in general. Like, there's always things that could be improved in whatever type of scenario, but for something like this, I feel like, yeah, you just nailed it. The bass, the different samples, the vibe, the drums, the different like sound effects coming in and out, and the different, just a well-crafted beat. This is not something you made in like half an hour, I can tell. If you did, more power to you. But, that's awesome. Pete Rum says, got that mass appeal flavor. And yeah, like the drums, mass appeal, Gangstar. The mass appeal. That's awesome. Well pointed out, for sure. Ha! That's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thanks a lot. Sorry I don't have any feedback to give you, man. This is just too good. Too close to my personal music taste, I guess. It's hard to say anything. Hard to say anything constructive about that. Just an awesome fucking track. For sure. Generally, people who publish through DistroKid, when they check that YouTube box, it activates the copyright process. Yeah, it does. And stuff like that puts me in trouble. If you want to make sure that you have all the rights for your stuff and you copyright claim whoever uses it, you're more than willing to do so. It's just the fact that I'm not going to make any money from making these live streams, and it's not the end of the world. I don't care about it that much. It just, whenever it's not just that the video becomes monetized, but I get a copyright strike. Copyright claim is one thing, copyright strike. If I get one single copyright strike from anything like this, we're not going to keep doing it. Not in this type of form anyways. 3 strikes and your channel is permanently terminated. And we can't afford that, Okay, and the super chats are coming in. NSTX says, but we want to, with €5. Thank you. Kane TV loves your channel. Love your channel. Coffee from Germany. I wanted to make a cup of coffee. And I think I forgot my water bottle upstairs. Yeah, the water bottle isn't even here. Your mic is off. My mic is not off. My mic is clearly on. The way I see it, the mic is clearly on. If there's any issues with the... No one else is saying so. So, I don't know. It's pretty amazing that you've created a channel with a healthy following. I've tried stuff before, but never managed to make it happen. Mike is fine, thanks. Well, I mean, building a YouTube channel is one thing. It's a fucking mess. But doing these, like, really chilled out, relaxed live streams together with you guys like this, such a cool thing. Such a great feeling. People are so nice to each other. I don't think I've ever had to... I don't even know how to ban or how to kick people, to be honest. Because I don't have to. Mic is not off. No, thanks. So, back to the emails. Xiv Music. Again, thanks a lot for just blessing us with that type of music. And then, that's Adam Onos again. We've already heard that one. Now the next one. This is not someone I recognize whatsoever. So this is something new. Scandinavian people can't sleep unless they drink coffee before bed. Almost true. I have this superpower that I can drink coffee whenever. And I can sleep. I can never sleep well. Who am I kidding? I sleep really badly. That's a little bit too much. But we need to take it down just a notch. Whoo! Okay. That slider is too sensitive. 80%, that's nice. High accurate, really enjoying these live reviews. So I thought I'd send you something. I go by Crush BC. I have an SP404A and the MK2, also a PO33. Here's a link to my latest beat tape. I don't know if you can play full, so please play the first 2 minutes. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And this is on SoundCloud from Crush BC. And Carbon Vibes sends another super chat. Accurate beats. We appreciate you, so hopefully the small donation helps you through your journey. Much respect. Thank you. Carbon Vibes, that's not your first super chat either, and I do really, really appreciate it. Thanks. I had something I wanted to say. Can't remember. Whatever. So this is a full beat tape in an entire track, and we're gonna listen to, as he said, the first 2 minutes of it.
Now let's see if we can come up with some ideas here. First.
Change the essential building block nature of the material. And this, of course, can be expected to have tremendous importance.
That's 2 minutes. And I can see that it goes on like this for 2 minutes, 2 more minutes. And I mean, this is the first 2 minutes of an entire beat tape. So not fair to judge this as its own thing. It's in context. I guess a lot of music is, but yeah. You know, something like this is more about the vibe than about the production, I think, in general. We have some cool drums, spicing things up with these types of vocal samples.
First.
Just feels on point. Then, of course, the bass line is rock solid. I don't know if I have a... Let's jump in a little bit further in on the tape. Okay. So we have some nice treble in there too. But for this first beat, there's a lot of bass, a lot of filtering, and a dirty kind of lo-fi feeling about the entire thing. It works really well as it is. You know, rock solid bass line, of course, and also the swing on the drums makes it really cool. But it's the beginning of a beat tape. This is someone just setting the tone, you know, and then jumping into stuff like that. If we had the time to listen to a lot of it, we would, but it doesn't seem fair. So a nice and solid start for a beat tape, drums, bass line, some other like atmospheric stuff in there, or chords. I appreciate it. I like it. That early snare sound like that just makes you like realize that, yeah, this is where I'm at. This is the situation we're in. You're setting the tone for sure. That's a nice track. That's a good start. That's a cool thing. I think it's unfortunate though to put an entire beat tape in a single track like that. That's like 26 minutes or whatever it was. I don't think you're gonna have the same amount of listeners as you would if you just chopped it up in different tracks. What do I know? I know nothing about, this was Bandcamp, SoundCloud. I don't know anything about SoundCloud anymore, so I'm talking out of my ass. Thanks a lot for sending it in. And again, Crush BC, crushed it. Crushed the bass line. Now I remember what I wanted to say. 2 things real quick, 3 things. Number 1, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beauty? Revox A77, my latest addition to my small collection of reel-to-reel tape recorders. Love that one. That's the first thing I just wanted to say. It's cool. Number 2, I'm dropping a video this week, which is gonna be a beat review. No, that's what this is. I'm dropping a video this week, which is gonna be a studio tour of this place. I've made some changes in here, and I'm going over some of the gear, talking about stuff, showing it off, all that stuff. So, studio tour in a few days. And the plan is also to do another live stream this week to just do a beat making session. I think that's going to happen, but I'm not 100%. And again, just to remind you guys, submissions to this series is closed right now, and it's going to be opened again in soon enough. And it's going to happen on my website. You're going to have to fill in a form and attach a file, maximum 10 megabytes. So it's going to have to be an MP3. If that doesn't work, we're going back to this email system with you just sending me links or whatever. Or maybe that's going to be on the website too. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're going to keep doing that. But I think making it a little bit more difficult for people to send stuff in will probably make it easier to manage. And we're not going to sit here with these long queues where people have to wait for weeks to be featured. Doesn't seem fair. So Made So Well did what I told him he didn't have to. He did one of those super chats again. This time for $20. You're spending way too much money on me, Made So Well. I do appreciate it, for sure. You foster an incredible sense of community, and your disposition is engaging and inviting. You are valued and loved. I'm always falling into tears. You know, reading stuff like that is just, you are valued and loved. Thanks. So are you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So that was... Oh my god, I think I missed something. So that's... Let's see here. let's see. That's Crush BC. So this one is going to be the next one. This is from Zach. Hey Accurate, I'm Razer Rose. My daughter and I love to watch your stream and I wanted to share a beat. It was produced entirely on an MPC Key 37 and it normally sits right here. Not right now though. It was produced entirely on the MPC Key 37 and is one of my first finished beats. Hope it's entertaining. Razer Rose, who watches this stream with his daughter. That's awesome. And that's a file that went in there, and it's not that one, but it is that one. ThunderCats. Cool. I wouldn't send such a sappy message, but the stickers are all trash. Yeah, I can modify that, can't I? I can like make my own stickers and put them in there and whatever. Is that a thing? Is that a thing I should do? I can design some stickers and whatnot and give you guys some options. Is that a thing people care about? I don't know. Those kinds of messages are the best. Now, this beat. That's 2 minutes right there. Okay. Obviously some samples from ThunderCats, right? Let's see this email again. My daughter and I love to watch your stream and I wanted to share a beat. It was produced on the MPC Key 37 and this is one of my first finished beats. Hope it's entertaining. I mean, we've heard all sorts of things on this stream so far. And this might be one of the less conventional beats we've heard for a few episodes at least. I'm sorry I couldn't stop laughing, but it just went even crazier and crazier by the minute. And I mean, entertaining for sure. For sure. In terms of music here, I mean, all those ThunderCats samples would have... You need to lower the volume on the samples, I think. But it's fun. It's it's a fun. That was a fun piece of music. Different, unconventional, experimental, but it did have a few, like, the musical elements in there wasn't bad by any means. I just got bombarded with the really loud ThunderCats samples. Let's see in the beginning of the track if there was. I think there was. I mean, if you want to go like super crazy instrumental Beastie Boys kind of stuff. Parts of that kind of reminds me of Company Flow or something like that, but taken to the absolute max, you know? Super aggressive and unconventional. Thanks for sending it in, and I love hearing that you watched this stream with your daughter. This track was interesting, but the samples, the Thundercat screaming, went a little bit too hard for my personal taste. But cool. And I'm sorry about me just bursting out in laughter. I'm kind of neutral to this instrumentation, but these Thundercat samples go hard. Is it just me who didn't really understand? I think a better mix could be tolerable. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't like out of tune or out of beat or anything. Perfectly well-crafted piece of music. The samples from Thundercats went too hard. That's what I think. Whew. Now my incense is burning out, so now there might be a fire in a minute, or maybe it's just fine when it comes to the stem of it, you know. Support veterans and take home $28,000. That's not an email that belongs in here. And someone asked when these beats came in, and it's time for me to go into the junk folder. We are now on the 11th of October, so let's move into the junk mail, because some things just ends up in here. And here's a beat from Bobby that came in on the 11th of November. So it's time to play this one. Doesn't say anything other than Bobby, I guess, and it's a Dropbox link. And this is from a Gmail, so I don't know why. Sometimes Proton Mail just ends up here. This one found its way into the junk folder. Anyways. So let's listen to Neptune. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let's live with this camera for now. Let's replace the battery. And I can't play the music as I do that because I'm not gonna hear the music. Whatever. Give me a couple of seconds to fix this and it's gonna be cool. And that doesn't seem to work. Yes, it does. I'm a technical genius. I know how to replace the batteries in a camera that's connected to power. And that's still working. That's still working. That's, yeah, okay, cool. Awesome. So, Bobby, the track is called Neptune Michael Jackson Type Beat. Let's go! And the producer of this one is obviously in the chat room, called Bobby 4F. Cool. I made this beat in FL Studio, you guys. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of people having a name of a producer and type beat in their title, but this is just on Dropbox. And this time around it really helped me out, because Neptune Michael Jackson type beat, I can totally see what you went for. I wouldn't have picked up on the Michael Jackson references, but they are definitely in there. And Neptunes. Sure, it sounds like Neptunes, but with your own little twist. This is cool. Also a type of... Also like a genre of beats that we rarely get to hear. And I don't know why, because this stuff is awesome. This felt to me like, yeah, I could have heard this on the radio last week without even thinking twice about it. Sounds good, has everything in there, interesting from a rhythmical perspective, and the bass line, super awesome. You know, the melody is strong, everything's in there. Maybe it needs to be like a master limiter or compressor needs to be put in there, because it has a lot of dynamics, which is cool, but maybe a bit too much. I don't know. The hi-hat pattern, everything is in there. But I lack a little bit of clarity in the mix. Now we're really splitting hairs again, and we're really like super picky about stuff. This is one of the best beats we've had today, in my mind. And it's awesome. Melodies, harmony, bass line, the rhythm, it's all in there. Again, I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about that one. Bobby 4F is in the chat. Give him some love, because this was a nice track, for sure. And there is this conversation in the chat room about the DAWs. A lot of people seem to have been working on FL Studio. Before, or right now, or whatever. I've been an Apple boy since I don't even know how long. I've used FL Studio like when it first came out as a beta version for the Mac, but I never really understood why, because I have so many other things. FL Studio is frowned upon by a lot of people, and I think it's uncalled for. FL Studio is just as good as anything else, just as legit as anything else. So, in the junk mail, we have the next track comes... I'm so sorry for contacting you this way. That's also spam. Support veterans, again, as a spam. So the next beat in the junk came in on the 18th of November, so it's not your turn just yet. We are on the 11th. Here we are. This is from someone with Greek lettering in the username, so I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it because I don't know the letters. And I do recognize this though. Let's see if this has been played before. Maybe it has. And Bobby B got some love in the chat. That's cool. And okay, time for one of those polls. Should I make stickers for the streams? Is it even worth it? You know, just a poll in the chat. Should I do stickers for the super chats or not? Not that big of a thing, but still. And the next beat comes in from this one with the name I couldn't pronounce. So let's listen to the beat called Samrit. Cool. So that's obviously like an African, what are those called? African beat? No, it's a whole genre. Afrobeat, my bad. It's obviously a sample from an Afrobeat song, and what's difficult about that types of samples is that normally it has so much stuff that you're able to use just as they are, and normally just add like a drum loop and it's fire. And that's what this might be. It feels like there's a lot of the sample in there, and also the drums. The kick drum is a bit heavy, as someone said, and for sure it is. But the way I felt when it hit, this is 100% Afrobeat. just as it is. But I'm not saying that it's not worth it just because it's a lot of the sample is in there. Definitely not. You can still mess up a lot of stuff and just not understanding the rhythm and not getting the whole vibe. Here, I think you did. This person with the username I don't want to try to pronounce, got the entire vibe of the sample and made some drums on it that made it better. And added some swing to it and a nice vibe. Maybe the kick drum and everything is a little bit too overdriven, saturated, whatever it might be, but it's cool. And Moran keeps helping me out in the chat room. You can't send links on the YouTube chat. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Right now, this series is closed. The submission part of it is closed. You can't send in beats right now. Whenever you can, I'm going to announce it, and it's going to be available on my website. That's the only way to do it from this point forward. Just so you know. The kick took my soul. Maybe it was loud, but ... Yeah, I agree. It was loud. That's what I'm pointing out. But it was also really good. And, having different sections of a sample like that, one with the vocals, with the choir thing, one without it, choir or chanting, I don't know what it is, and parts without it, and like finding the balance, it's also an art form, for sure. Awesome. Thanks a lot for sending it in. I appreciated that one. But we can't not talk about how the beat was made, because in this case I think it was just a lot of the sample. Big chunks of the sample looped up in different sections, added drums and everything just worked together, which is really cool. Thanks a lot. Now we are still on the 11th. There's a lot of beats that came in on the 11th. And you know what? Now I'm starting to see the end of this. For real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I went to school, but I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 beats left in the inbox. So I said 14, and then we have 15, 16. If we take the junk mail in consideration, which we are. We're not going to be able to play everything today, but we are soon getting to the point where I'm willing to open the website for more submissions. I never thought that was going to happen, but it's cool. Another one comes from Woo. No words, no email, just an MP3 file. Wubejde from Poland, it said. So a few words. Now, another beat. another one. And we have said this before on the stream, and I am not afraid to repeat myself because it's an important kind of message to give. This sample is cool, has a lot of potential, and these types of like Asian instruments, as someone points out, is awesome for sampling, and it's a little bit complicated sometimes because some of the pitch bends are a little bit out of the European scale or whatever. So using samples like this is super cool, and I love doing it myself. The problem with this beat, because I think there is a problem, and it has to do with nothing other than the drum programming. Let's just listen again to the beginning. I was expecting this to go a different way. It just lacks the swing it kind of needs. The loop itself is awesome. Dun, 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 dun. I would have done dun, 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 dun on the next roundabout. But the drums here needs to be shuffled up somehow. It needs to be added some swing or just some manual, like moving some of the hits back and forth. The sample selection isn't that strong either, honestly, but the problem here is the programming and the timing, the swing and the feel of the drums. And finding the right feel is such an art form, because different samples and different beats, different tempos and different vibes calls for different programming for the drums, for sure. Sometimes I'm stuck in this boom, ba-dum, ba-boom, ba-boom, dum land, and I'm doing all that's the same stuff over and over again. This time around for this beat, it feels like you have a solid idea and then you just put some drums in there the way you normally do them or whatever. So breathing some life into the drum programming. The second step would be to add more, like double check, is this the right snare for this one, or do I want to replace it with something else? That's step 2. Step 1 here is just to check the rhythm. Does it feel as good as it could, or does this one need more swing? And I think it's the honest truth. It needs way more swing. The bass line is different and cool, but everything kind of disappears when the rhythm isn't there. Hip hop and this type of beats, you know, it's heavily rhythmical music, so it needs to come through. The kodo is basically a Japanese harp. Yeah, we have sampled a kodo on my channel in a video, and it's cool. Giving me samurai vibes. Yeah. Super cool music, super cool instruments to use, and nothing wrong with that. The drums, though, could have been better. So let's see, who said this? Of course, Moran. All the beats in the order of arrival. If you're okay with that, Moran, I want to take that and use that as like the name of this show. Beat reviews. All the beats in the order of arrival. Sounds kind of cool. So I'm going to steal that if you're fine with it, or I can, I don't know, not use it. But it sounds cool. It could be cool in the, you know, in this, that it says beat review every Monday. No, beat review, all the beats in the order of arrival every Monday, live on YouTube. All the beats in the order of arrival. Sounds cool for some reason. Thanks for being my copywriter, I guess. So that's what I had to say about the beat from Wu DB. ODB from Poland. A nice idea, a nice track, needs to work on the rhythm. According to me, but I don't have all the answers. I'm just a fucking guy, you know? We have 25 minutes left. Then I said I'm gonna turn this off, and I am. Another one comes from Rhino. Hey, watching live currently. I made the beat and I'm the artist as well, and also shot a video, LOL. Would love to see you do some scratches on a record as well. That's a different question entirely. Not making any promises. I think we could do, since it's a video, we should be able to, I think I have, okay, that's not the right one, obviously. That is though. So we can actually show the video and some of my, what is this? Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, I watch that stuff. I'm not ashamed of that. Rhino or Rhino.
I can't feel a thing, walking on a dream. Lost on me, I got that purity, there's hellish in these schemes. I just put my soul on ice, let the spirits talk to me. Hidden in the hills, searching for the heaven in these dreams. Hold me up, I can't feel a thing, sleeping on a dream. Lost on me, I got that purity, that's hellish in these schemes. Ain't no winner since I burned the smoke for you to fix on me. Hidden in the hills, searching for the vision in these dreams. I got lost nights in these acts, I be solo down in the stew. I got Kate Bush in my lungs, chasing hounds of love with these fumes. Told her beam me up when she CC'd up. I got a pearl dot for her jewels. Yes, bought white lighters to a 28. Got a KO death in these wounds. I makes deadly living with righteous sin and got protects babies and fools. Call my brother Sock on his fair trade, make the night shift, pay him dudes. Tell him run it up, never short change. I got life checks overdue. Watch him turn style for this lifestyle and swipe the token is you. Yeah. To the Gemini, got me breathing life or death, yeah. Gotta hold it down for the set. Circle out them squares and keep that pressure on their necks. Double up and don't come down. Gotta run it up. You can't hold me down. Shut up. Double up, I can't feel a thing, walking on a dream. Lost on me, I got that purity, there's hellish in these schemes. I just put my soul on ice, let the spirits talk to me. Hidden in the hills, searching for the heaven in these dreams. Hold me up, I can't feel a thing, sleeping on a dream. Lost on me, I got that purity, that's hellish in these schemes. Ain't no winner since I burned the smoke for you to fix on me. Hidden in the hills, searching for the vision in these dreams.
And that's 2 minutes, and things just changes on the track. So let's keep it on the first 2 minutes here. And, you know, this is cool to have some high quality stuff like this. And you wrote something, you wrote what? You said, I made the beat and I'm the artist as well. Also shot a video, LOL. How much of this stuff is actually shot and how much of it is like, you know, stock footage? This looked cool, sounded cool, looked cool. Having a video like that makes everything seem so professional and so cool, and that's the vibe I got from this. Love the rapping, love the flow and everything. Yeah, someone also said that's very professional, for sure. I would have loved to hear that beat as an instrumental too, because some of those it wasn't attached as a beat. You know, the oldest trick in the book is to use a lot of samples and play them backwards. You know, that's a thing.
Hills searching for the vision in these dreams. I got lost nights in these acts, I be solo down in the stew. I got Kate Bush in my...
And it sounds like you didn't play stuff backwards, but you have these crazy like fade-ins or slow attacks on a lot of the things that makes everything cool. Like atmospheric, and there's a lot of space and air inside of the mix. I don't hate the rap, that's not what I'm saying. But just the beat itself seems and sounds really interesting. With all the rhythmical stuff going on and these, like, in Swedish, I would describe it as like, in Swedish, I would describe this entire thing like as suction. It doesn't make sense in English, I know, but it feels like it sucks back. I don't even know how to like formulate what I'm thinking, but I really don't know how to phrase this. You know, just having something that's straightforward is one thing, but then when you have like an open hi-hat, it sucks back. You have that suction thing. I would have used something around those lines in terms of describing this in Swedish. It doesn't work in English, I know that. But it's cool. It's a really cool effect, and you haven't used it too much in here. But those things with slow attack and then releasing makes a lot of sense, and I think it's cool. And also a lot of vocals mixed in there. A lot of like small waily parts and stuff like that. Super cool. Really, really good. And since you have the video, it seems and it feels really professional. Cool. I appreciate this. Let's listen to the start again. That's what I'm talking about. It feels like there's a vacuum and it becomes like... That's a nasty sound to make, but you know what I'm trying to say. I think you don't understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah.
Double up, I can feel a thing walking.
I don't program drums like that myself whatsoever, but I think it's cool whenever you do. A nice mix, a nice composition, nice song, nice video. Good job. Would love to get you to do some scratches on a record as well. On something like this, I don't know if that's the right fit. Would I be up for a collaboration with someone like this? Maybe. Depending on the scenario, on the track and everything. But cool. Thanks a lot for sending that one in. Let's check out the chat room as well. What are people saying? He had bars, the beat was fire. The kick saturation is a bit edgy. Yeah, I agree. But in this genre, I guess it works. It sucks back. Yeah, I'm cohesion. Yeah. I'm not making myself clear. I'm not. But there's a thing when you have this. It sucks back. Fuck it. Reversed samples is a thing. And that's not what you did. I don't know what you did. Thanks a lot for sending it in. Let's move on to the next one that I can hopefully say something about that makes a little bit more sense than it sucks back. You know? This is from Sultan. And we have you in the chat, or we had you in the chat. I don't know if you're still here. Sultan, are you in the chat? Make yourself seen. Make yourself heard. Make sure that we know you're in here if you are. And that camera is fucked up. Sultan, are you still here? And it doesn't really matter, because even if you're not here, we're going to play the track. It's your turn. Sultan. Send me this one. Let's go. Sultan. What you did with the piano there towards the ending of these 2 minutes really worked. Is this the wrong track or something? This is 8 years ago. Is that right? Did you send me a beat from 8 years ago? Or was this just the first thing that played on SoundCloud? That might also have been the thing. A super nice track. I love the chord progression. Dun, 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 dun. Really good stuff. What's a little bit unfortunate with this one is that we don't have more of that bass line. The bass line was really good. That bass line needs to be doubled up with another bass instrument that makes itself a little bit more known in the mix. Super cool stuff. And it feels like, you know, maybe it's because it's eight years ago, but you know, Casey Neistat, whenever he made like New York City types of montage video clips with music, this sounds like one of them. In the best way possible. He picked some really cool beats for what he did. And this would work for something like that. Like a video collage. Cars going left and right and people on bikes and someone with a stroller. Just street footage. The snare drum needs to be a little bit more blend into the entire thing, but who cares? If you made this one 8 years ago, it doesn't really matter whenever you made it. I don't know why I'm keep repeating that, but still, nice track, and thanks a lot for sending it in. Give him some love in the chat room because he's here. Sultan. Yeah, making beats for a while. Been a bit inactive. Yeah, so the track is from 8 years ago. Cool. And that doesn't matter. 10-minute reminder from Chris52. Thanks a lot. So we need to go in 10 minutes, which is also perfectly fine because that camera overheated. So now we have this camera and this camera. Or maybe we could actually start that one up again. Ah! Yeah, I bumped into the mic when I stood up. That's what it is. So 10-minute reminder, we're gonna play a few more beats for sure. Thanks a lot for sending it in, Sultan. I loved seeing you in the chat room, and I love hearing your beats. Super great production. More bass, a different snare. That's the basis of it all. This is from Stefan. Beat 1, edit 1, exportien 1. And he writes something in German that I don't really understand. So let's just hope he didn't say anything bad.
This is the highest.
Let's go.
This is the highest quality pressing in the industry. The entire album is manufactured by whole clan, so we know what is happening from the very start to the second we mail the records to your listeners. Naturally, we want to sell the most albums possible. That we also believe that is of utmost importance to establish you and us together. As producers of the highest quality product, and obviously at the campaign proves successful, you will note out that we repeat with Volume 3. At a later day, we will be in contact with you in a few days. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please call us collect.
Oh.
Let's talk about my city. at 6 a.m. And I get me drink to coffee and represent, and I talk about my country that's close to the end. And I open up my window and listen to the street. We got motherfucking briggers and stick up kids. They do rip on our bitches and stitch them up, so we have to stay together and don't give a fuck. Our country's flooded by the skilled workers of death. Now we must stay united for the left side of the left. Don't get rely on a puppet government. Our politicians were hanged by a thread. You can count on me and not on Judge Dredd. Believe me, homies, it's true what I said. And I'm a dead-ass nigga and I made my way. Life is a struggle every day. Get down to your knees and begin to pray. I have drugs and medicines and well leveled, so I have to stay. Instead of a fight, use them all and puke in a ray.
Yeah. I asked in the chat room, what's the break? And just chop it says skull snaps, which is right. That's the drum break used for this one. Which is cool, you know, hearing one of those really classic drum breaks is never a bad thing. In this case, I mean, the entire track here, because it has rap on it, first of all, not a huge fan of the rapping. Gotta be straight up honest about that. This track is not, the beat is not bad. It's not a bad production by any means. It has the vibe, it has the skull snaps break, and the bass line and everything just fits in there. The rapping, though, makes the entire thing less comfortable to listen to me, according to me. The effect you got here on your vocal recording in the beginning.
This is the highest quality pressing in the industry. The entire album is manufactured by whole clan, so we know what is happening from the
Some cool ring modulation stuff going on. Maybe even some type of vocoder in the background. That's a cool trick. It's nice.
Come every morning at 6 a.m. and I get me drink to coffee and represent, and I talk about my.
But the beat itself is such a higher quality than the rap is, in my book. So the rap kind of made the entire thing a little bit worse than it would have been just as an instrumental. Those guitar, like a muted guitar pick, dun, 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 dun. It's a cool vibe, and it kind of brings me back to whenever that was done a lot. But the rapping didn't really make it work for me. The rap was very undercooked, says Hannibal Actor. Yeah, I like the flanger on the beat.
Let's talk about my city, the FFM, and I woke up every morning.
I mean, the Skull Snaps drum break is, you can never go wrong with that one. And adding some effects on it, that's what you do. Cool. Thanks for sending that one in. Now, let's try to be clear about this. It's that one. Okay, cool. Keep making more beats and release them as instrumentals. That's what I gotta say about that one. Now we are still on the 11th of November, but we are still on the 12th and then on the 14th, 15th and 18th of November. Then it's done. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus those 3. It's like 13 more beats. So I said we're going to shut down at 10 and we are. And it's 3 more minutes. So let's play one more. One last one. High accurate beats, keep up the good work. Here's my album on Bandcamp. Track 2 or 4. I know the theme is lo-fi. We don't have a theme here. Definitely not a lo-fi theme. But a review would be much appreciated. I come from a hip-hop beep bop background. SNTX. This is from SNTX. Also in the chat. Or was in the chat. Has been in the chat for a while on different streams. So let's check it out. Track 2 or 4 on Bandcamp. Let's go with number 2. That's Clear Sky. This is by SNTX in the chat. So give him some love if you like this. I was not expecting that. And the volume on Bandcamp is located where? Where is the player? The actual media player on the site. Am I this stupid? I can't find the volume knob. So we're obviously ending the stream on some hard house kind of stuff. Okay, that's 2 minutes, and I am under pressure. I said house. Of course, this is not house. This is like UK garage / drum and bass, whatever. And someone in the chat room said, "Where's the bass at?" And 2 seconds after that, the bass just came in heavy. You know, not my... Okay, the volume of that one. I had to take down the volume of everything. So now we're back to normal volume. So, not my type of music at all, but cool stuff. Getting that type of vibe and keeping it that busy with the drums and still having it kind of hold up as its own little thing. It's awesome. Okay, I wouldn't call it garage. I don't know these types of music. My girlfriend listens a lot to UK garage, and this was harder than that. But cool. Well produced and a lot of stuff in there, and I appreciate the craftsmanship of this. Hannibal Actor says very energetic, and yeah, definitely very energetic. To me, as a music enjoyer, a music listener, listening to that kind of music makes my pulse just rise, my heart just in a way that I'm not really excited about that kind of feeling from music. But the art, the craftsmanship that goes behind something like this is impressive. And I mean, most of it is probably programmed in one way or another on a step sequencer or whatever. Or, of course, some people are finger drumming these things as well, of course. It's cool. I appreciate it. And thanks a lot for sending it in. NT, I don't want to do the NSTX who was in the chat earlier. Seems to have left by now, but awesome, cool. And when the bass came in and everything just came together around 2 minutes in, or 1:40, it's cool. It's a vibe. It's rowdy for sure. So thanks a lot. We covered a lot of beats today, and I need to think about how to go about opening up my website. But it's soon going to be opened, and I'm going to announce it on the community tab and on Instagram and whatever, whenever I decide to open it again, because it's about to become time. Maybe this week sometime, maybe after next week's stream. Not totally sure about how to do that. But I'm gonna close it, open it and close it whenever I feel like I have enough beats to cover 1 or 2 episodes in the future. So it's now 10:03 and it's time for me to go. I have made a lot of promises that I'm gonna go. Let's quickly, should I make the poll I made? Should I make some stickers for the live stream? Is it even worth it? Yeah, man. That's 60%. And nope, that's 40%. So if I find the time, I'm gonna make some stickers, or just make some stickers, or just make them available from whatever's available. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna look into that. So yeah, another stream this week with me making music in here will probably happen, hopefully. And next week, next Monday, we're going to see each other again for another episode of the Beat Review. Or, as I want to call it, Beat Review. All the beats in the order of arrival. So, thanks a lot for anyone for being here, and thanks a lot for all the super chats. I have gotten more super chats today than any other time before, I think, which is cool. And feel really happy and thankful. No. You guys should be proud of yourself for being a part of a live stream like this, giving each other so valuable feedback in the chat room. I am not able to cover everything that's been said, but I'm reading as much as possible, and you guys are fucking awesome. For real. But it's time to sign out. Thanks a lot for being here, and I appreciate you more than I have words to describe it with right now. See each other in a few days, and again, a studio tour in a couple of days, an edited video, and also a live stream next week, this thing again. We are onto something. I feel it. It's cool. Peace out. Take care. Ha det gott.